Namaste, this is JVM Dr. Vishal Saxena, Associate Professor in Mathematics, Jayoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Today I am going to discuss on the module simple integration and finding it by using different methods. This module is a part of the course Elementary Mathematics and under the program of BSc Honors Agriculture first semester and integrated BSc Agriculture first semester of the university. This this topic of simple integration and this finding it by the different methods is a very important part of the integration chapter or the integration topic. This integration is the part of the calculus and as all we know that calculus is a very important part of the mathematics just which consists of differentiation and integration. So in the today's session we will discuss about the simple integration and how can we determine. So simple integration means just we can say it is first we have to understand what is integration and how can we find it. So integration means just processing. It is a process of finding the integrals. So integration is like a process in which the integrals will be determined or will be calculated, like as similar to the process of differentiation. In differentiation, differentiation is also a method, is also a process in which we have to find the derivatives, and in integration we have to find the integrals. So just integrals integrals just concerned with the finding of the antiderivative. So it is the process of antiderivative and the applications means suppose we are how can we say it is like similar to the antiderivative process. Suppose we know that the differentiation of a function fx is gx, then the integral of the function gx will be equal to fx. So means the derivative of a function fx is the gx and the integral of a function gx will be equal to fx, or we can say fx plus c. So it means like integral is or the integration is like the process of antiderivative, and we can give so many examples there, like the derivative of sin x is cos x, and we know that the integral of the cos x is sin x. It means this is the definition part of the integrals. So what is use of integration? Like integration is the process by which we can find we can determine the area or the displacement or the volume. So integral will be a very useful topic, a very useful subject of mathematics, and it can be used with so many applications. So in the today's session we will discuss that part and we will discuss that how can we find the integral. So how can we determine integral and what properties can be used, what are the basic formulas are there for finding of the integration of the basic functions, some rules are there. So in the today's session we will discuss about that and we will take some examples to clear the concept part of this integral. So let us share some slides to explain this. So initially we are having the definition of integration. Integration is the calculation of an integral, and integrals in the maths are used to find many useful quantities such as areas, volumes, displacement, etc. We have already explained it that it is a very important part and which is useful to find the area and the volume and the displacement. And when we speak about integrals, it is related to usually definite integrals. So integration or the integral will have the two kind of integrals, like the one of the indefinite integral where the value of the integral will not be definite, and the second is the definite integral where the value of integration will be a definite value. So the integration denotes the summation of discrete data. So integration can also be defined as the summation of discrete data, and the integral is calculated to find functions which will describe the area, displacement, volume that occurs due to the collection of small data and which cannot be measured singularly. So it means this is the definition part of this integral, and now we come to the next slide. So definite integral and indefinite integrals are defined there. Just we have already defined indefinite integral. Indefinite integral means a kind of integral fx dx. This is integration fx dx which is equal to fx plus c. So c is called the constant of integration. So indefinite integral will not have the lower limit and the upper limit in the integration part, and therefore its value will be indefinite, that's why we will take always a constant c and known as a constant of integration in the part of the indefinite integral, while in the part of the definite integral, so definite integral is written by integration a to b fx dx, and a and b are the lower and the upper limits. So its value, the value of this definite integral will be a definite value, and that's why it is known as definite integral. And definite integral is also known as the Riemann integral. So now we have to take the different formulas by which we can just integrate the simple functions. So like integration formula, we are going to discuss about that. So we are having some formulas for integration process, and these formulas are written here, explained here. So like integration of 1 with respect to x is given by x plus c. Integration of a, where a is a constant, is given by ax plus c. Integration of function x raised to the power n is given by x to the power n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus c. Integral of sin x dx is equal to minus cos x plus c, and so on. So these are the basic formulas of integration, and these are very basic formulas by which we can integrate the function, basic functions. So the whole integration process, the whole integrals will depend on these formulas, because these are the basic formulas by which we can integrate a function. Now we are taking and discussing about some examples, like see integration of the 6x to the power 5 minus 18x square plus 7 into dx. So how can we integrate? Just we have to use the basic formulas for this, all these functions, like x to the power 5, x square and 7. So 6 is constant, so 6 is as it is, and integral of the x to the power 5 is x to the power 6 upon 6. In minus 18 is constant, and then integral of x square will be x cube by 3, plus 7 is constant, just integration of 1 dx. So integral of 1 dx will be x, and c plus c will be always taken in the part of the indefinite integral. In the similar way, the next function evaluate fx, given that f dash x equal to 6 x to the power 8 minus 20 x to the power 5 plus 20 x4 plus x square plus 9. So we are given that a derivative, and we have to find fx. As all we know that the integration will be the antiderivative is also known as antiderivative. So it means if fx is known, then how can we find fx? So fx can be determined by the integral of f dash x, just because it is the antiderivative process. So fx can be given by f dash x in integration, and just we have to integrate 6x to the power 8 minus 20x to the power 4 plus x square plus 9, and by just the above usual process with the usual formula of x to the power n integration, we can integrate this whole function, and which will be equal to 2 upon 3 x to the power 9 minus 4x to the power 5 plus 1 upon 3 x to the power 3 plus 9x plus c. Next we are having some properties of this indefinite integral. So the properties are there, like the first property, antiderivative of a function y equal to fx. So just we can see there, it is the antiderivative property, and this property is showing that like f dash x is equal to fx, and if fx is antiderivative of fx, then the function of the form fx plus c, where c is constant, is also an antiderivative of fx. So it means here written as just we can see, if fx is an antiderivative of fx, then the function of the form fx plus c, where c is arbitrary constant, is also an antiderivative of fx. So in that way fx is the antiderivative of fx. It is shown, it is explained clearly. Now the second property is that the indefinite integral of a function fx is the collection of all the antiderivatives of the function. So it means if we integrate fx function, a small fx function, and it will be equal to capital Fx plus c, then it means if we differentiate this equation like f dash x equal to fx, means the integral of a small fx function is capital Fx plus c, then capital f dash x will be equal to small fx. That is a property of antiderivative. And property number 3 is that like derivative of integration fx dx, the derivative of the function fx dx, the derivative of the integral of fx dx will be equal to fx. Next property, the indefinite integral of the sum of the two functions, means this is the like the distribution property, means when the two functions are in addition or subtraction, then just what will be its integral. So the integral of the two functions either in addition or subtraction, then according to this property the integral of individual functions will be taken, like integral of fx dx plus integral of gx dx, or integral of fx dx minus integral of gx dx, which is property number 5th. So 4th and 5th shows the just distributive property for integration. Number 6 property, integration of k fx dx. If k is any constant in multiplication of with function in integration, then a constant k can be taken out from this integration. Next property number 7th, integral of f ax dx will be equal to 1 upon a f ax. So it is equal to 1 upon a capital F ax plus c. Next property, integral of f ax plus b dx will be equal to, like integral is suppose capital F, to capital F ax plus b and divided by 1 upon a plus c. Next property number 9th is integral of fx into f dash x dx will be equal to 1 upon 2 into f square x plus c. So 1 upon 2 into square of function fx plus c. Next property number 10th property, integration of f dash x upon fx dx will be equal to log of fx plus c. And the property number 11th is shown that which is known as the substitution property, and here we can use the substitution to solve or to find an integral. Property number 12th is known as the integration property by parts. So integral of uv dv, so integral of the uv dv, that is given by here the u into v. First function like u into dv is shown that by parts, so that is given that u into v minus v into du, where ux and vx are the differentiable functions. So in integration by parts can also be understood as if we have the two functions, suppose in integral the first function and second function are in integration, then it is equal to first function as it is multiplied by integration of the second function minus integration sign derivative of the first function and integral of the second function, and whole is multiplied by dx. So first function as it is multiplied with second integral of the second function minus in integration sign derivative of the first function and multiplied with the integral of the second function. So we are having some examples to clear this. Like find the integral of the function 0 to 3x square dx. So it is a kind of the definite integral, and where we have to find its integral in the usual way. Integral of the x square will be x cube by 3, so it is equal to x cube by 3 with limit 0 and 3. So first we have to put the upper limit minus we have to put the lower limit, and this will be equal to 9, and this is the answer of the question. Next example is integration of the x square dx, and it is a kind of the like indefinite integral. So integral of x square dx will be equal to x cube by 3 plus 3 by the basic concept, by the basic method. So in the today's session we have discussed about the simple integration and the substitution methods and the various methods by which we can just find the indefinite integrals. So with this I am concluding my today's session. Thank you.